Hi, this is Brian Katzung with KCSG Power Tools for Kartra at kpowertools.com. Kartra recently replaced the version of the text editor that's used in the page builder, the mail builder, and the membership builder with a newer version of the editor. The functionality has changed significantly between versions of the editor, and this necessitated replacing the color picker that was used in the KCSG Power Tools for Kartra Pro and Agency versions that support using Kartra's color palettes for picking foreground and background font colors. So in this video, I'm going to walk through what the new color picker looks like and how it works. So first of all, when you open the color picker, it will try to open below the toolbar if there is not sufficient room below, and then you close and reopen. So let me just click here. Now Kartra has a fix in place to add some extra space below. It's not quite enough space for color picker. It gets kind of chopped off here. If there is enough space above the area where you're working, then closing and reopening it will cause it to open above the toolbar instead of below the toolbar. So that's one way to have enough room. As I mentioned, Kartra adds this space, but it's not quite enough. So you can use the Alt H key sequence or on Windows or Option H on Mac, and that will add some additional space. It doesn't really affect the page, it just changes the size in the editor to give you a little more room. So now if we come in, we can see that the tool has more room. Here are the main controls. First is apply. This will apply whatever color you have selected here to your selected text or set the color for new typing. In foreground text color mode, it shows as blue on white, reflecting that this is like the text color. If you open it for the background, you'll see that it is a light on dark button to reflect that it's the background, just like the drop down button itself. Remove will remove any color formatting applied to the selected text, and then cancel works the same way. It's just toggling the button on and off. On the next line, we have the picking mode, the initial color of the text as it started out, and then the current color. Let me do an example here. So I've pre-assigned some color to this text. If I pop this up, you'll see here is the initial color, here is the current color. If I move this around, you'll see the current color changes, and then you always have the initial color available for reference. If you want to restart your color picking from the initial color, you can just click on the initial color and it will become the current color. This color picker has several different modes. There's the traditional mode that has this sort of grid where you pick your color family from a slider down here. Let's say you want a color like that, and then you can pick the lightness and darkness and saturation on this grid, but you have to pick your color family from this slider first. I don't find that quite as convenient as the HSL mode, where you have all of your color families and your brightness, and then your saturation is down here on the slider. So you can get quite a bit of control just by leaving your saturation on full. You can get lighter colors or darker colors by going up and down, and then you can choose your family, your color family here. So if you want an orange, maybe you want a darker orange, just go down, lighter orange, go here. Or maybe you want a purple, so you can come over here, you find your purple range. You want a lighter purple, like a more lavender or a darker purple. You can see how easy it is to choose a color. Now before I go into the color sampler, these two versions down here work like these two versions, but what it does is it sets a preference to have this be the default mode. So HSL all makes HSL, this current mode, be the default. HSV all sets HSV mode to be the default. Now the sampler for browsers that support it, and since this extension targets Google Chrome browser, it's supported under Google Chrome. It supports kind of an eyedropper or color picker tool. So you can click on sample, you see this circle, and then anywhere on your screen you can hover over a color. Let's say we want to pick that color. When you click on it, it becomes the current color in whatever mode you were in. So that's a handy tool that can be anywhere in the current window, a different window, any display you have. Like if you have multiple displays, you can move the cursor to any display and sample from any display. So a very handy tool. You can have a readout of your color if you want to see either like the hex readout or RGB breakdown, HSL or HSV values. You can read those out here. Generally, if you don't need that, you can just go to the close position, and that will save you a little space. This drop down here lets you choose from one of several color swatch palettes. So in this example, I have the palette called Scratch, and I've got these different swatches in it. I can switch between different palettes. If you select New, that will allow you to create a new empty palette. If you click on Refresh, you can use that to reload the color swatches. For example, if you have added or removed swatches in a different section or a different tab, you can use the refresh to cause this picker to reload the settings in the current swatch palette. If you click on plus, it will add the current color to the palette. There are several actions down here. Normally, if you click on a palette swatch, it will just directly apply that color. So like if I click this, it would be equivalent to going to that color and clicking apply all in one action. If you want to see what that color is without actually applying it, you can select review colors for the action, and that causes the color to show up as the initial color here. Again, if you want to see this color as the current color, just click on that and it will become that color. So we could go look at any color and review it. If you want the readout, again, you can pull that up here. So that's the review color mode. To delete colors, go to the delete colors action. This will change from a plus to an X. Choose the colors that you would like to remove from your palette. You'll see that they change shape and gray out slightly. When you click the X, it'll prompt you to confirm that you want to delete those colors, and it will remove them from the palette. Nothing happens until you click the X. If you switch out of that mode, it cancels the deletion. You can also rename or delete the entire palette of colors. If you want to do that, it will prompt you for the new name or prompt you to confirm before deleting the palette. That's the walkthrough. I hope you find this video helpful. Thanks for watching.